Walter Overculture, you're welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. Well, this evening we're coming to you from Breaffy House Resort in Castlebar to bring you part one of a two-part programme, highlights of the annual Mayo County Council Cathaoirleach Awards. It's going to be a great evening, a huge turnout and lots of celebrations.
My name is Martina Hughes. As Head of Corporate Development and Communications at Mayo County Council, I'm delighted to have the opportunity to work on this positive and rewarding initiative each year. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all who contribute to the preparation for this event annually. Our independent judging panels, the local steering committee within the council, including staff from a number of departments: community, tourism, libraries, environment, heritage and biodiversity, and the arts department. I would like to pay a special thanks to the communication team who deliver on this event each year, namely Mags Connell, Francis Mitchell, James Killeen, Colin Gannon and Arufik Nigelga Fanula Nick Fodging. We have an exciting evening ahead and I do hope that you all thoroughly enjoy it. My last task is to introduce our MC for the evening. We've been very lucky to work with Angelina Nugent since the inception of these awards. And once a date is agreed annually, she is one of the first phone calls that are made. As you all know, Angelina brings great enthusiasm and energy, not to mention professionalism and experience, to everything she does. So we are truly delighted to have her join us for this special occasion this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you might give a very warm welcome to Angelina Nugent.
And if Martina looks under her seat when she goes down, the €50 will be under her seat for being that nice and kind about me. Ladies and gentlemen, you're very, very welcome. And as Martina mentioned, I have been honoured to have been here each year since the inception of the Cathaoirleach Awards. And each year, you know, I've taken, and I hope the communication team and the Mayo County Council team don't mind me saying, a little bit of pride in seeing how much it's grown, because the crowd in the room each year has grown, the number of nominees have grown, and the calibre and standard of entries each and every year has just been phenomenal. And the Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council, Councillor John O'Hara, is with us. He really, I suppose, has embraced this scheme like the previous Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council and is delighted to be here with you this evening. So will you give him a warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
You're all very welcome here this evening, and I want to extend a very warm welcome to you all, because it's a huge crowd, and I'd just also like to thank all the organisers that put this together, our County Council and the other one that was involved. Anyway, we'll go any further. Deputies, fellow councillors, Chief Executive, award nominees, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I want to say a very good evening to you all. It is an immense pride and pleasure that I welcome you as to the Cathaoirleach Awards tonight, where we will celebrate the heart and soul of Mayo and its people. Being Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council is an immense honour, and this evening is one of the best parts of holding this role, where we get to give back and recognise the amazing work that people of this county are doing on a daily basis. As I look out this room, I see faces that represent the very best of the county. Faces that reflect dedication, resilience and unwavering commitment to the community. Tonight, let us celebrate the incredible achievement of our awards recipients. Let us recognise their dedication, their passion and their unwavering commitment to making Mayo a better place. And let us all renew our commitment to working together, to building a stronger community and to create a brighter future for Mayo. Thanks very much.
Good evening everyone, a very warm welcome to the annual Cathaoirleach Awards. And at the outset, I want to do two things. One is to thank Martina and all the team for all of the work that they've put into this, and secondly to join with the Cathaoirleach in acknowledging the work of all of the communities in the response after the storm and the community response, and it was really, really brilliant. So, Cathaoirleach already talked it all agus a cordial layer, but tackle leis an Cathaoirleach agus fáilte mhór a cuireóibh an teacht anóna ag an ócáid speisialta seo. Tásúla go bhfuil sibh ag baint sult as an nithe go tí seo, agus tá álas orm a bheithan seo an ócht áit a bhfuil méidir toirt airtas do nobar a dhéanaan daoine or agus grúpi fud an chumbe. And tonight, as we celebrate the achievements of our award recipients, let us also renew our commitment to working together for the betterment of Mayo. Thank you to each one of you for your dedication, your passion and your unwavering commitment to our county. Bhualam buíochas a gáil le gach duine a bhí annaithe I ggóil bradam an seo an nocht, agus tásúla go maineadh sibh go léir ansalt as an nithe. Enjoy the evening of celebration and let us continue to work together to make Mayo an even better place.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with award number 1 tonight. And this is the Mayo Publication Award, publications from commercial publishers. The nominees in this category are Alan Clark, Big News Coming Soon, Alice Kinsella and Daniel Wade, Wake of the Whale, Edwin McGrail, Our Finest Hour, and Nigel O'Reilly, Master Goldsmith. The winner of the Mayo Publication Award, publications from commercial publishers, is Wake of the Whale by Alice Kinsella and Daniel Wade.
I was in the lighthouse in Blacksod, and I was told by the guide about the whaling station on Inishkea, and I just couldn't believe that I'd lived in Mayo for as long as I had and I'd never heard of it. And it got me thinking about how neglected parts of Mayo have been, nationally, and what a beautiful place it is, and how much history it has that isn't paid attention to. And then started looking into the whales and realised that as a vegetarian and very much an animal lover, I'd never be able to tell the story objectively, so I needed someone that would sympathise more with the people than the animals, so that's how I got wrote down on board.
Well done. And what was your involvement with it?
Well, we co-wrote the book together, and it was just different perspectives on the entire thing, on the whaling and the history of whaling in Mayo. And my enthusiasm was always for Irish maritime history and all that type of stuff, so I was kind of ideally placed to write about that element of it, which Alice didn't really have much time for, and we spent probably about a year and a half basically researching and trying to just get everything right, and then eventually we got there. It was just a combination of different genres and writing styles, and yeah, here we are. And
the Irish Times gave you a great write-up as well, didn't it?
Yeah, we've been so lucky. A book, when you're starting to write a book and it's just you or two of us in this case in a room, it's such a leap of faith. And at every step of the way, we've had people supporting us. We've had Thursir and Belmullah, and then David and Edwin and Siobhan at Mayo Books, and then the writers that gave us endorsements, and then the reviewers. And it's been really lovely because we've had so much support that we didn't expect. It's been great.
We move on to award number 2, and this is Environmental Initiatives, Energy and/or Travel. And the nominees here are Ballyhonus Bike Repair Clinic and Castlebar Mitchell's GAA Club. And this year, we have winners in both the energy and travel categories. In the energy category, the winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Castlebar Mitchell's GAA Club.
We'd want firstly thank the Mayo County Council, and particularly in relation to the grant that we got from them. We got a substantial grant in excess of 72,000, and we used that to put in heat pumps and LED lighting on our outside pitches with great success. And the lighting is far more efficient, and in addition to that, the CO2 emissions will be reduced considerably, I think by 6.4 tonnes per annum, as well as reduction in our energy costs. So thanks again to Mayo County Council for that.
And it's not the end of it. I believe you have other projects in mind as well to keep sustainability.
Yeah, this year we're going to work on our transportation. We're new bike lanes and foot lanes for so that the members can get to the club safely. We're also going to solar panels is our next big goal as well. So hopefully onwards and upwards. So, yeah.
And I suppose, but Asha, how Mitchell's are doing at the present?
Yeah, Mitchell's going good. New management in. We've a fairly vibrant Board and Oak section as well. So there's a lot of good stuff. I suppose just to say, Henry, as well, we've been very fortunate in the club that our club is so big and so diverse that we've got so many people with so many mixed skills and that they're bringing to the table in order to deliver a project like this. It's a comprehensive project. There's a lot of big pillars on it, and there's a lot of work behind that to get it to where it is today. So look, I'm delighted for everybody involved, and also just want to thank Mayo County Council for having us here as well, and for you guys for being here. Also congratulations to all the people, or even those who are nominated here, everybody. Great, fabulous community groups here, and well done to everybody.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we said, we have winners in both the energy and the travel section of this particular category. So it might not surprise you, seeing as we have two nominees, to tell you that in the Environment Initiative's travel section, the winner is Ballyhonus Bike Repair Clinic, ladies and gentlemen.
We're over 3 years at this now, and it started as a workshop where locals who wanted to learn how to fix their bike could come along and learn. And some of those people, because they enjoyed it so much, some of them stuck around, and when the workshop was over, we started doing monthly clinics where people could bring their bikes, because the bike shop there was in Ballyhonus closed a few years ago, and there's a lot of bikes around with some of them basic enough problems, but people either don't have the money or the will to go to Castlerea or Castlebar to repair them. So we trained up our volunteers, and then people can come. They know that it's on every month. They come. We fix their bikes, and we only charge whatever whatever they cost us to put into it. So, like to repair a puncture, it might be like €5, the cost of the tube, or so we're not in it for the money, and then we also get donations of bicycles. And if they're fixable at all, we fix them and we offer them for sale or for donation to people who will work with us in the clinic. Yeah. So that way they're not chucked out.
What's your role in all of this?
Hello, my name is Theodore Dragomir. I'm also with Mark in this project, and we have this hobby with fixing bicycle for a very long time. But we just meet each other with this project in the community, and we are trying to bring this back to life, cycling with it's a nice sport actually. It's healthy and good for environment and all kind of things. Yeah.
Okay. And Councillor, of course, you must be delighted the group winning this award. It's a great community initiative, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I mean, Mark and Theodore, they have just put their shoulders to the wheel, so they have literally, and I'm very, very proud, very proud. I mean, from humble beginnings, really, as Mark said, they really put their shoulders to the wheel, and thankfully we did get a little bit ahead from the Climate Action Fund for seed capital, where we got some funding there to purchase some small items there to repair.
Some bike stands and things
exactly,
like that.
yeah. So I suppose this is just the beginning.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to award number 4, and this is the Contribution to Local Heritage Award. And we have joint winners in this category, just to flag that for you. The nominees are Lewisburg Killeen Heritage, Com Tidy Towns, and Clogher Environmental Group. as I said, joint winners in this particular category. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first winner, Louisburgh Killeen Heritage.
I'm absolutely over the moon with this award tonight, and recognition for the traders. It's in dedication and the memory of the past traders of the Reek. When people climbed the Reek in previous years, previous to 2019 was the last time that the Needham family climbed the Reek, had the traders stall on the Reek. And previous to that, people would provide a hot cup of tea, bar of chocolate, a sandwich, a bowl of soup, and would just revive the weary pilgrims, because in the day, as our documentary tells us, religious practices were different, and this story is just telling their story and how everything came about. You know, the Louisburgh area men's shed that collaborated with us. We're very, very thankful also to Irish Community Archive Network, the ICANN network as part of the National Museum of Ireland, the Heritage Council, Mayo County Heritage Officer, and all the families from the Needhams to the Walshes to the guilds, everybody that participated in making this. We actually reenacted a scene of climbing Croagh Patrick with our donkeys, set up a stall and served a cup of tea. We boiled a kettle on an open fire and served a cup of tea.
It's probably something we'll never see again, traders on the Reek, will we?
No, unfortunately, it's the Needham family were the last family to do it, and it's finished now, because obviously everybody brings a little backpack with them now, and their bottles of water or their flasks of tea and that as well. So the whole thing has changed, and as has the pilgrimage itself has changed. And it's really, really special in this year, the Jubilee of the Pilgrimage to Croagh Patrick, to be celebrating this as well. So we're delighted. I'm so proud of everyone that participated and so thankful to them. And get on YouTube and watch it. It's there on the Louisburgh Killeen Heritage YouTube channel. You'll see it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a joint winner in this category, as we said, and our next winner in this particular category gave a huge boulabus to County Mayo.
Basically, Kathleen Lynn lived in Cong in the 1890s, and we felt that there was an opportunity to appreciate what she had done for Cong, what she'd done for Ireland, what she had done for medicine. And she was a really, really good person in relation to medicinal plants. So part of the garden is dedicated to her. A lot of the plants, they're medicinal. There's over 500 plants. And we're just saying thank you to Kathleen for all the work she did for TB in Ireland. She was in the GPO in 1916. Right, yeah. She founded St. Ultan's Hospital. She did so much for children who were dying, and she basically, TB was one of her. She helped to eradicate it in the 30s and 40s. She died in the 50s, but we're proud that she lived in Cong. She wasn't born, and we want to remember her, along with the 500 people who worked on the canal that we also are honouring in the canal, and the Crushines dating back to the 1200s, back to the Augustinian Abbey in Cong. So there was a lot of history, a lot of biodiversity, a lot of history, and we're, as an organisation, we're so proud to be able to do it. All the volunteers of Cong Tidy Towns, over 30 of us.
And can people visit the garden?
Absolutely. We're so thrilled that it's there. It was designed by Mayo County Council, but it was built by all the volunteers in Cong. The business in Cong got behind us, and we all put in a huge effort in 2024, and we're thrilled.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is award number 6 of the evening. It's the contribution to community life, social inclusion. The nominees here are Bal Tidy Towns Sensory Park, Ballarrogue Tidy Towns, Ballycroy Community Council, Brian Hiney's Walking Group, Claremorris Ultimate Kickboxing Club, East Mayo Athletic Club CLG incorporating East Mayo Special Olympics Club, Francis Casey Maloney, Mayo Ceoltas Ceoltóirí Éireann, and Cathaoirleach Family Resource Centre. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Contribution to Community Life Social Inclusion Award is Mayo County Council.
So Mayo Cultus and Cultus in general is involved in the promotion of Irish traditional music, song and dance and the language all around the country. And in Mayo we have 14 branches and all scattered around the county to promote all of those objectives. And I suppose in recent years, and as part of the constant development of the organisation, one of the objectives of the organisation is inclusion. And there's a specific focus being put on inclusion moving forward in the organisation. So what better place to start than with our Quimchu competition and including every person in our music, in our song and in our dance. And I think this is a fantastic way to include everyone, and that's where our name comes from, Quimchu, the competition.
And this is a great win for your group as well tonight.
It's a great win, and I suppose it shows the power of Cultus, it shows the power of community, and it shows the power of volunteerism. If you see, these are all volunteers here with us. But with regard to the Quimchu competition, that came out of the ask of a child who had an additional need, who asked at a fla, why can't I compete? And her father then contacted Edel here, who's Secretary of the County Board, and said, is this a possibility? And often people with additional needs meet barriers in society, but there was no barrier with Cultus. They actually opened the doors, such a positive reception with regard to it. And then the County Board then decided, yeah, let's go for it, why not?
It's all about inclusion.
It was all about inclusion,
yeah.
But most importantly, it was about the openness.
Yes.
And the kindness of people.
We move on to award number 7 of the evening. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Contribution to Mayo Life Award. And I have to say, this award winner is someone that I followed for quite a while, and I was delighted to see the name on the list, along with everyone else this evening, but I'd be a little bit more familiar maybe with some of the stuff that this particular recipient has done. So the Contribution to Mayo Life Award is Nora Patton, ladies and gentlemen.
It's really special. I grew up in Ballina, my dad is an apple man, my mom's from Belmullet, so I have a lot of Mayo heritage and upbringing, and it's just really, really special actually, to be in a room full of people from all different kinds of backgrounds doing really incredible work. It's really special.
Now, for this award, of course, you have a fascinating story. Going back to your young days, you were always fascinated with space, and indeed, during your in school days, you designed a rocket.
I did. So when I was in junior cert, my art project was all space-related, rockets, astronauts, you name it. So yeah, I've literally been the last 30 years paving this path, and I think it's just going to be the next step to inspiring so many little scientists and engineers and astronauts to shoot for the stars.
And this, the Only Way Is Up project as well, that was a very special project for you.
Yeah, so that was a project I led back in 2014 where we sent the first student experiment from Ireland to the International Space Station. So I've tried to kind of use my platforms and profile over the years to bring what I can back to Ireland and back to young people, because there's so many opportunities now. I feel like if there's ways I can open the doors and let them in and let them follow and let them create and do, it's so much more meaningful.
So when do you think we're going to have the first Irish person, possibly yourself, in space?
Yeah, so I joined my research institute, IIAS, in 2017, and we have now signed a contract with Virgin Galactic to fly on a research mission. So it'll be myself and 2 other colleagues from IIAS. Could be as early as 2026. So we're all systems go in the preparation, and it's just such an incredible opportunity, and one I have thought about every day since the flight was announced.
Well, congratulations once again to all the award winners so far. Now, don't forget to join us next week at the same time for part 2 of Mayo County Council Cathaoirleach Awards, as more community groups and individuals look forward to receiving well-deserved recognition. So, until next week at the same time, slán go fóill. Fáilte Overcóide, you're welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. Well, this evening we're back in Breaffy House Resort, Castlebar, for part 2 of the annual Mayo County Council Cathaoirleach Awards, which honours community groups and individuals from across the county and their great achievements.
So, ladies and gentlemen, award number 8 of the evening is the Irish Language Initiative of the Year, Tionscadh Gaeilge na Bliana. And the nominees here are Baile Shlachwer Vela Warridge, Cumann Imonia Camogiachta Eris agus Moid Shera, Scully Vreej Baile an Cashut, and CLG Quilshama. And the winners of the Tionscadh na Gaeilge na Bliana are Quilshama GA.
Irish should be, it is our national language, and it's kind of one of the fundamental values of the GA Association is the promotion of Irish and Irish culture and music and so on. And this is a real, I suppose, team effort on behalf of the club, but every team has a captain, and this is our captain here, our cultural officer, who has really over the last number of years pushed and cajoled us and really, I suppose, incrementally brought forward the use of Irish within the club, starting with simple things like headed news letters and so on, to more extensive things like Irish language classes, Leaving Cert preparation for the Leaving Cert students through Irish and so on. So we're really delighted and I'm delighted to see that the hard work that Angel and the rest of the team have put in over the last number of years has come to fruition with this award.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to award number 9, the Contribution to the Arts in Mayo Award. And the nominees here are, ladies and gentlemen, Crossmolina Festival Committee, Deirdre Kellahan, Duiga Drama Group, Sandra Ganley, and St Patrick's Drama Group Westport. And the winners of this particular category, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause to Duiga Drama Group.
A lot of production since 2010, since the drama group was established, Henry, and last year was a very successful one where we were on circuit with Martin McDonagh's The Cripple of Inish Man, and won a number of different awards on circuit, and which is testimony really to the hard work of the cast and the brilliant talent of the cast, and of course no production could go on without a tremendous crew, and it's a real community effort from people in Duiga, and it's a real proud feature in the village, having its own drama group and drawing praise from near and far.
And do you travel much with the drama group?
Well, this year we went on the circuit, so we went to Inniskillen and Glenmaddy and Kiltaclara. So that was very good. We went to, where else did we go?
Those are the three, and in previous years we would have went on different circuits, and we would have went to the town hall in Westport, the Linen Hall, Ballina Centre. So
yeah. And Chris, of course, you're a well-known face in Achill, and wearing a number of hats. But this particular hat, of course, the Riga Drama Group.
I'm dragged in here last minute. These are husband and wife for the viewers. They're a dynamic duo. Absolute brilliant injection into our little village in Achill, and since they set up family there, they have been involved in everything, all aspects of the community. They've got stuck into the drama, and it's not easy to come into a place and get stuck in. And this Aisling was one of the sisters, and her real life sister was the other sister in the play, and they were absolutely brilliant, eating yellow belly sweets, and they had a fantastic thing. The Riga Drama Group has been, as Edwin said, on the go the last 10-15 years, and they've won lots of different prizes at events around the country. But I suppose this was a huge one to be up against the big players in Mayo, and for them to come out, it's brilliant. And it only means now one thing, that there'll be another play in Achill in next Christmas.
Now we move to award number 10, ladies and gentlemen, and the contribution to local heritage and biodiversity awards. This is the contribution to local biodiversity and natural heritage. And the nominees in this category are, ladies and gentlemen, Clogher Environmental Group CLG and Neil Heritage and Development Association. And the winner here, ladies and gentlemen, is Clogher Environmental Group CLG.
Well, the sand martin's a little bird like a swallow, but on the Clogher Bog they nest in peat banks, but there aren't that many banks for them, and they've been heavily predated by foxes and other things as well. So last year they were down to one nest, where they ought to be in a large colony of 30 nests or more. So we had to do something, or we'd lose them altogether. And the County Council were fantastic in helping us. Local contractors helping out, Bio helping out, and last but not least, we had the very generous donation of a plot of land from Mary here and her husband David, and without all the help we got, this wouldn't have happened, and we'd lose the birds, which would be a tragedy. But now they're there, they're safe for future generations to enjoy.
So you played your role in preserving the...
I did, yeah. I didn't have very much to do now, in fairness.
Yeah.
But we were delighted to help. Like, it's a great cause, so we're delighted. Like, and it'll be there forever. It's great.
What was your role?
Oh, well, my name is Finian Burke. I'm the secretary of the Community Council, and we're just here to support the work that Michael and Mary are doing, and we were delighted to get the award tonight, just to honour all the work that they'd put in over the last year.
We move next to Award 11, and these, again, the environmental awards. This is for environmental initiatives, circular living, waste and/or litter. And, ladies and gentlemen, there's one nominee and one winner here. Kermor's Tidy Towns, ladies and gentlemen.
We've noticed in Tidy Towns that they are being used, and that we're hoping that it is reducing the amount that is on the street, which eventually ends up in the waterways and all the rest.
Yeah, and people, you don't think of that.
No, but it's what the ballot bins are doing is they're raising awareness and making people think before they flick the butt.
Great. And is it working?
It seems to be, yeah. Yes, people seem to be voting anyway, so yeah. It's good.
Okay. And what's your role in this?
I'm one of the committee members, so yeah.
Okay. And what kind of reaction do you get locally from the people with this campaign?
Well, we get a great reaction, and it's kind of a novel idea for people as well, voting with the cigarette butts. We ask the different questions and thinking up different questions to put on. Yeah.
And have other towns contacted you about similar initiatives?
Yes, indeed. I think only last week Pauline said someone at a town in Ireland contacted her in relation to where she sourced the bins. Now, the bins come from the UK, but they're used extensively in Ireland and in the UK.
And how's Tidy Towns doing in general in Claremorris? We have the National Tidy Towns coming up then as well.
Yeah, we're improving all the time, so yeah. It's
always room for improvement.
Always room for more improvement, yeah,
and
of course.
And is there many in
the
committee?
Yeah, we have about 15 members, and we're always looking for new volunteers as well. So we're always on the lookout. So anybody interested in joining the Claremorris Tidy Towns, come and meet us. We meet up on a Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock, and we meet a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. And we'll be starting again for spring now at the end of the month.
So we move on to award number 12 of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the Diaspora Awards section. And this is the Mayo Diaspora Outstanding Engagement Award. And the winner here, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Noel Howley.
I'm very happy, delighted to get such an award on behalf of the Mayo Association. Coming here, I wasn't sure what I was getting or not getting, but I'm delighted to get such an award. Delighted when you're recognised by your own people, and especially Mayo County Council and the Cathaoirleach Awards. I'm delighted to accept it, and we'll cherish it for a long time.
Now, as everybody knows, you're chairperson of the Mayo Association in Dublin, probably the biggest diaspora Mayo group in the world, and have worked on many, many projects since your inauguration going back. Is it 160 years you are?
We're 120 years this year. We're celebrating 120 years, but the Mayo Association have seen some great people go long before me. 120 years, obviously, I don't look 100, I hope, Henry, I don't look 120 years, but there have been some great characters in the Mayo Association down the years, and it's great to be able to continue the tradition. And the Mayo Person of the Year and the Mahal Award, it means a lot to people, and certainly we're delighted to continue with that tradition, and long may it continue. Whether it's my time always comes to an end and somebody else takes over, but it's important that it is kept going, and that we keep the Mayo Person of the Year going, because after all, this year there were 59 Mayo Persons of the Year. This is 59 this year. We're celebrating 120 years, but we have only 59 Mayo Persons of the Year.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to award number 13 of the evening. This is the Tourism Award, the Tourism Business Award. And the nominees here are Blacksod Sea Safari, Porrick Gannon and TF Royal Hotel. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Blacksod Sea Safari.
Yeah, it's nice to get awards like this, Henry, recognition for all the hard work we do and showcasing our local community and the coastline here we have in Mayo, so we're delighted tonight now.
Yeah, so this is going to be great recognition now, isn't it, this award for you, for tourism and for your business?
Oh, it is, yeah, definitely. This is the second tourism award we won now in the last 4 months, Henry. We won the Responsible Tourism with the Mayo Business Awards, and we have another tourism award win tonight, so we must be doing something right.
I'm just going to ask you that. Why do you think, what are you doing that's get you to get these awards?
Yeah, I don't know, Henry. We're natural, and we bring people out. We'll have the crack with them, and we'll treat them bit of crack, and the only thing we take seriously, is, I think I said it to you before, is the safety of the passengers and the crew, and everything else is just to have a good day out and enjoy the crack.
Award number 14 is the Contribution to Community Life Community Endeavour Award, and the nominees here are Adette Ring and Swinford Athletics Club, Anne-Marie Harron, Cross the Line of Parish Community First Responders, Ballina Dragons, Mehel Awan Boat Club, Ballinrobe Festival Committee, Ballycroy Activator Walking Group, Bangor Erris Tidy Towns, Barnacarroll Cleaner Community, Claremorris Tidy Towns, Fela Buiga, Joe Butler, Straight Parish Finance Committee, Kathleen Cannon, Kilmaine Bingo Committee, La Corja Ballyhonas Community Group, Michael Brophy, Nully Lemon Organising Committee, One Westport, Swinford Christmas Lights, Paddy McNulty, Save Our Doctors Group, Jerry Loftus, and St Joseph's Vets Robotics Team. And the winner here, ladies and gentlemen, is One Westport. And the judges said,
well, One Westport is an umbrella group of environmental organisations which are working in the town. So we have things like Westport Tidy Towns, the Community Garden, Biodiversity, we have Westport Autism Friendly Town Initiative. What else do we have, Mary? Future Forests, Edible Landscapes, Westport Eco Congregation. So all these different environmental groups are working on their own in Westport, doing their own little projects. But One Westport is kind of the umbrella group for them all. And we come together to do some initiatives as a group. But obviously we support each other as well. So that's where we've come out of. We feel, even though everyone's working in their own way, it's nice to have this umbrella group and we promote each other and support each other.
So, ladies and gentlemen, award number 15 this evening in the Cathaoirleach Awards is the Mayo Publication Awards, and this is a publication from community groups. The nominees here are Conga Magazine 2024, they brought the crowd, Historical SGK, Shrewd Glencorrib Kilroe Historical Society, they brought the crowd, Moy Davids GA, which is a doctor around the room, and Call Climate Action Lewisburg Locality, excuse me. And now you see they're vying for who's loudest, it's great. We've got a healthy competition going on in the room. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Moy Davids.
You know, it's wonderful to pick up this award. It's great recognition for the club and for everyone who was involved in it, because it was very much a committee effort. You know, I was delighted as a former Moy Davids member, and I was joking with John Gilmore there that he couldn't win an under-12 county title with me back in the day, but he's finally won something.
We make it up for it now, we can tell you that, yes. And you're one in the club.
Yeah, I'm currently the chairman of the club, and delighted to accept the award on behalf of all the members of the club, and in particular the committee, led ably by James here, who edited the book. So, as Bernie said earlier, we're absolutely delighted, and it's for the full club.
Yeah, great, yeah. John, of course, you have a long association with the club as well. You must be feeling great tonight.
Yeah, it was great to win this award, but there's a few people that deserve an awful lot of thanks for it, like the likes of James Laffey, Bernie, and especially Carl Henley. Put an awful lot of work into it. He's unable to be here tonight, but he put a huge amount of work into it. So did the whole committee.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we go back to the Diaspora Awards, and this is the Mayo Diaspora Outstanding Achievement. The nominees here are Bree Crowley and Ruth Cawley. The winner of the Diaspora Awards Mayo Diaspora Outstanding Achievement is Ruth Cawley, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm feeling over the moon. It's great. It's a great honour. Yeah, it's a great honour. It's a pity she isn't here too.
Yeah, I know she did her best to be here.
She did, yeah.
But she's so much commitments in Chicago. Yes.
Yeah.
And she's a passionate GA woman. Are you a passionate GA woman as well?
Not really, no. But I
leave it to her.
I leave it to her. Yes.
Yeah. And she comes home an awful lot, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Well, she hasn't been home now over a year now.
Yeah. But she likes to follow the Mayo football.
Mayo football. Yeah.
She gets a chance.
Yes. She's a great Mayo lady, I tell you.
Oh, absolutely.
She flies the flag for Mayo, I tell you. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, so that's
brilliant.
So we're delighted.
Everybody in Chicago.
Everybody. Yeah. So we're so delighted for her. And she's well deserving of it. Yeah, deserving of it. Yeah.
Now we move on to award number 17 of the evening, and this is the Green Community of the Year Award. And we have one nominee and one winner in this category, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Green Community of the Year is Mary Robinson Centre Ballina Urban Farm, ladies and gentlemen.
So we decided to convert our garden into an urban farm. So we changed some of the areas and we got rid of the lawns. We put all natural flowers, and in the back there was an area that wasn't used. So we have hens and we have bees and we have vegetables, and we brought in all the different community groups to get involved, and they'll come in daily, to take care of it. And what they grow and what they make, they get to bring home and have it for themselves.
And what was it like when you came up with this idea for her? I mean, what was the general reaction?
So we started first. I just thought it'd be nice to have hens, for last year beginning the conference, and from there then, didn't we? We went from there, and then we decided to develop it further. And we have Ballina Beekeeper Association have a beehive there as well. And
you've also some local groups, community groups involved.
There is, yeah. So so Western Care come in, so Bridge and Compass, they're two groups from Western Care. The Men's Shed have made all of the pots for us and all of the beds, and we've elevated beds as well for people with limited mobility. And then we have some of the members of the IPA community who've come into Ballina, and then the local residents as well. So they come in and they all take part in it.
So we move on to award number 18, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the Tourism Award, Community Tourism Award. And the nominees here are Ackle Tourism CLG, Ballyconlon Agricultural Show and Gymkhana, Kilshima Tourism Association, Mayo North Tourism, Sulis, Skeelta on Atlantic, Corcom and Ferbata on a Dervla, and What's on Westport. The winner of the Tourism Award Community Tourism section, ladies and gentlemen, is Kilshima Tourism Association.
Yes, we run different festivals throughout the year. So we run St. Patrick's Festival, which is coming up next weekend. And then we have the Culture Come Home. It's run in July, the second weekend of July. And then we have the Spooky Walk in November. And we have the Christmas markets then every, at Christmas obviously,
Yeah, so a very busy tourism
busy tourism group. We have a great number of volunteers on our group. We have about 13 volunteers, so it's a huge effort from everybody. So this award is greatly appreciated for all of them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, would you believe we're on to the final award of the evening? And this is the Cathaoirleach Special Recognition Award. So always one, I suppose, that's very much anticipated. The Cathaoirleach honouring all of the winners and the nominees tonight. But this is one of those awards that is that special recognition for a contribution to a community and, I suppose, the county of Mayo at large. So the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Cathaoirleach Awards, the Special Recognition Award, is Mr. Martin Neary. Hey!
I think above any award tonight, Martin deserves great credit because he has left the land to the county, and it's there for all the families that want to visit it, and they will be able to. Not every house in the county has a farm, so you'll be in there and you can educate yourself about country life. So I want to thank Martin again for dedicating it to the county of Mayo.
Yeah. I'm getting a little embarrassed with it.
I'd say you want to thank Jerry Murray as well.
Yes. I'm just going to come to Jerry here as well. Jerry, of course, Martin, a great friend of yours, and this was a great initiative by.
Well, it was, and we were very fortunate that Martin basically made a trust that he would vest the land in Mayo County Council. They would hold it on behalf of the community. This was to happen when Martin would die, but fortunately he met Peter Gill, who used to speak to of Mayo County Council, and Peter made sure that Martin could see the project evolve in front of his eyes while he was alive, and that was the icing on the cake. This project was a project that was supposed to take place after Martin would die, but fortunately once Mayo County Council into the mix and our horticulturalist Peter Gill came on the scene, Martin was able to see his project evolve during his lifetime, which was absolutely marvellous, and I just want to thank Peter Gill personally.
Peter's here as well. Well done, Peter.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Henry. I think it's a very good example of how things can be done. I describe it as a national exemplifier of good practice. As people have said, this is a tremendous act of charity on Martin's behalf, and Martin had a clear idea before he started off what he wanted. He wanted two things, and he wanted this to be a community park supported by his neighbours, and that's certainly what was achieved. But in addition to that, he wanted to have a high biodiversity value, because that's really what Martin's heart is, in biodiversity. And in so doing, when we planted it and managed the woodland, we managed it for biodiversity, and I think that's really key.
Congratulations once again to all the community groups and individuals who received the well-deserved Mayo County Council Cathaoirleach Award for their outstanding contribution to their local communities and making a big impact, all on a voluntary basis. Now, just to remind you, you can catch up on all our programmes on our TV Ireland YouTube channel. So until next week at the same time, slán go fóill.